Hey, what is up, internet strangers? My name is Gavin, and today we're going to be ranking the George A. Romero Dead Trilogy. Now, if you don't know what the George A. Romero Dead Trilogy consists of, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. I'm ranking those three movies. I'm not going to include stuff like Land of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Day of the Dead. This is George A. Romero's first three movies that I'm going to be counting, which a lot of people count as a trilogy and say those three are connected, and the other ones are kind of just the rest of George A. Romero's career. I might end up ranking all of the George A. Romero movies, and heck, maybe I might sometime rank all the Dead movies. Who knows when that's gonna be? But today we are just gonna be ranking the three George A. Romero, the Dead trilogy. Now, before we start the video, I will want to say I don't dislike any of these films. I like all of these movies, and this is not normal. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Coming in at last place, this is a very controversial opinion, I know, and that is Dawn of the Dead. I know, this is usually a lot of people's number ones. This is the one I hear is usually talked about as much as Night of the Living Dead. And honestly, I can see why people do like it. Of course, it's interesting to see them in a mall, the whole setting with that, of them getting materials and supplies and stuff. And the score does work a lot at times. I really did like the score when it worked. And at times, the gore feels like it's trying to unsettle you more than just trying to be blood on screen to entertain you. The practical effects were really well done, I would say, and I did really like the characters and acting, and I thought it was really good. But I dislike the zombies so much, and honestly, these are probably my least favorite zombies of the trilogy, just because they're so easy to take out in the entire movie. Like, they're just so slow moving, and they're not threatening in the slightest at all. They are just there to get beaten up. And I get it, it's the numbers that are supposed to scare you, but the numbers didn't scare me either. They were just walking. I get it, that's kind of the zombies that we're kind of known for, but it's not my personal type of zombies that I like seeing on screen. And the face looked really blue, and it just didn't work for me personally. At times, the score doesn't really fit what we're going for in the movie. Like, at times it'll be like this sort of Indiana Jones type score, and doesn't really work in the movie. And the whole scene where it's like he's about to kill himself, he's like, he has the gun pointed to his head, and then he just fights all the zombies. That was just, come on, that was just there for an unnecessary action sequence that we didn't really need. And just, there's issues with this film that a lot of people don't really take for, and the acting at times can be really bad. Most of the acting's really good, but at times it definitely isn't the best, I would say. And, like, we don't really feel confined in this place because, like, for most of the movie, it's just like they keep taking materials and stuff, and the zombies are so easy to take out. In this one, we don't feel like we're in a confined place, and the fact that they even go into the mall. They aren't trapped in there. They just go in there because why not? They need supplies. It's a really good movie. I'd probably give it a B+, but for me personally, it is the weakest out of the trilogy. Coming in number 2, I know this is a controversial opinion, but it is Day of the Dead. Now, again, this is usually the one that I hear talked about the least. Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead are ones I probably talked about the most out of the trilogy. I think overall this is still a really good film, though. I don't think it's a fantastic one, but it's really good. I think that overall the acting is really good. I thought that, like, that main lead guy, who's like the guy who's kind of taking over, is really great. I thought he was the best actor in the movie. And then we have the girl, the lady in the movie. I don't know her name. I'm not good with names. But she's really great, honestly, for a lot of the runtime. I thought that overall the cast was really good. We feel confined. This is the thing. With Dawn of the Dead, we didn't feel confined. I prefer this one mainly because we feel confined in the movie, because we're trapped in a military base, so you feel the tension building and the conflict building, and it just works more. We feel this tension because we're actually trapped and confined, unlike Dawn of the Dead, where it just feels too easy to get out. This one, we feel confined. And that works for me really well. I thought the gore looked the best out of the entire trilogy. It's the goriest easily out of the entire trilogy. At times, it's used to be very unsettling and works. I think overall, the zombies, the look, I'm a really big fan of. The zombies at times, I still don't enjoy, even though I like them more than they were in Dawn of the Dead. I thought that just, the characters worked for me really well. Most of the characters I really did enjoy. But does there have to be shouting every single time? I swear, that guy literally just drops an F-bomb and just screams for like 3 or 4 or 5 scenes of the movie. And it gets so annoying after a while. And the first 20 minutes are horrendous. I hate them. And the whole stuff they do with the smart community, it's interesting, but it just kind of neglects the rules of the franchise, that these are killing machines, but I don't mind it too much. It's definitely intriguing to watch. And honestly, I think that whole scene where the zombies actually being emotional about the professor dying is actually quite an emotional scene. Well done, Day of the Dead. But at times it feels like it's just trying to have blood on screen instead of actually trying to unsettle you like Dawn of the Dead did. And I'm not a fan of the zombies that much, and the military shouting gets so annoying. But it is a really good movie. But number one, by a landslide, is Night of the Living Dead. A lot of people really don't like this one as much as me. For a lot of people, Dawn of the Dead. For me, it's easily Night of the Living Dead by a country mile. I think that this film is just fantastic at doing what it does so well. I didn't need to rewatch this film to know that it was going to be number one, because I knew right away. Don't get me wrong, I remember this movie. But it's just, I knew for a fact it was going to be number one. And just, wow. It is still a fantastic film that holds up today at a lot of places. Don't get me wrong, there's issues. There are some stuff that don't really hold up, like the gore that they try to use with them eating the brain. That doesn't really hold up too well. But besides that, it really holds up really well. I thought the acting was great. It was fantastic acting. Just the conflicts that they have, how people would react in this sort of situation. It has easily the best commentary out of the trilogy. And just like how they would react to this sort of situation. I like the main character that we go along, like the one after Barbara, and then he follows in, and then we get to see his journey, and I really liked him. Barbara, a lot of people complain about her because she's kind of useless in the movie, but the thing is I kind of understand why she would react in that way, because there's zombies all around here. Who wouldn't get scared, or like who wouldn't be scared of that? And she's scared of that throughout most of the runtime. A lot of people complain about her not being so independent, but it does make sense, and you do kind of relate to her in a certain sense. And I thought all the other characters, we understand the differences of conflict throughout the movie. You understand why one would choose this side, and why someone would do this, and why another person would choose this. And then the whole ending. A lot of people didn't see it coming. When I first saw it in the movie, I didn't know anything about the ending. And when I saw it, I was shocked and just, wow. And just like that whole scene where he's like, shoot him right between the eyes. Like, that's an iconic line in cinema. And just, it just does so many things so well. And it gave us the zombie genre that we know and love today. So it has to come in at number one for me. So yeah, guys, that is the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.